you don't have to, I'll just say, compensate the library. They create an atmosphere where these type of programs are funded, and you all come here and get some of the relief that you need. You know, so I appreciate that. And I've been working with the library, and Linda and Alex for, oh my goodness, I think it's been a little bit over 4 or 5 years now. Wonderfully, yeah, and we're at some other libraries as well. So I do actually do the research and study of certain diagnoses and help you to understand how our release and replenish model helps you to reduce the inflammation naturally, so you could basically reach your life potential without pain or stagnation or feeling like as you get older you have to feel some painful. You know, so we want you to be able to walk through Walmart like this. You know what I'm saying? That's right. This is a true concept. So enough about me. Let's talk to you all a little bit. New here, so what brought you here? How you find out about the program and what's
I was after the other day posting food for us. I read it. So like, yeah, check this out.
okay, fantastic, fantastic. Are you live in the community? Yeah. Okay. So have you had any Tai Chi before? You curious about it? Have you had any martial arts?
Yeah, about 30 years of Tai Chi. About 30 years.
You've had 30 years. What's your name? I'm Jack.
Oh, no.
Now, you know what I was gonna do? I was saying, well, you guys want to see it. I love it. I love it. So what specifically did you want to find out about it for yourself?
I'm just trying to get into it, man. I got to stay everywhere.
Really?
The name of the joint, I got to talk about it.
Got it, got it. Now, it's man. And I hope you stay with it because you start to get some relief. So are you still working? Retired or you're retired? Okay, congratulations. May I ask generally, what kind of work did you do? And if not, you don't have to say.
I was a traffic engineer / construction inspector.
Wow. Okay, got you. Do you have any ideas what may have brought you to the point of feeling more arthritis, pain, and discomfort?
Sit down for me.
We have a word for that. What's that word we use? What's that called?
Sedentary.
She said, say it again.
Stagnation.
Stagnation. You close this out. Alex be over there listening and taking. She pretend like she ain't anticipated. That's right. Yeah, stagnation sets up. And it's, after moving for so long like anything else, it's like a rubber band that starts to tighten. Right? Good. So we'll help with some stuff. Is there any particular place in particular that you have the most arthritis symptoms?
That wasn't joking. I was serious about that. I got arthritis everywhere.
All right. Did your doctor diagnose you or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I want everybody to understand, and this is where we start the education of this. Now, man gives you a diagnosis to understand so they can bill for the pharmaceuticals to pay for you, not to alleviate the core issue, but to alleviate the symptoms. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because if they cured it, then the money would stop. Exactly. All right. Now, with that being said, we also understand that there's a need for pharmaceutical medication. You know, so but Eastern medicine and Western medicine need to work together, complementary of each other. So my philosophy is you find out what it is you need to take from your doctor and talk to your doctor about how long do I need to take this? Because I don't want to be medication dependent as I get older. That's why you see in China a lot of folks coming to do Tai Chi in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. And they just walk around like this all day, right? Okay, it's true. Hi, how are you? You been here before? Okay, here goes the joke. This your first ballet class?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yes, gotcha. So thank you for that. Yes, ma'am. Welcome. What brings you here today?
You?
Okay, fantastic. How did you find out about the program?
Through South Holland.
Okay. Okay. Are you dealing with anything in particular? And only disclose what you're comfortable with. Physical. Anybody else have knee issues sometimes? Okay, gotcha. All right. Your knees, what's going on? Have you had a replacement? You just haven't pain in your knees or what's going on?
They going crooked.
They're going pretty- Okay, were you diagnosed with anything early on, like osteoporosis or osteoarthritis or anything like that? Okay, gotcha. You under doctor's care? All right, excellent. All right, so, as we do this today, make sure you ask a lot of questions. I don't want anything to be foreign to you. Right? And I love, everybody who's been here will tell you I love to talk, so I love answering questions. So I don't want you to leave here thinking, oh my goodness, what did we just do? You know, so, all right. So, thank you. And of course, how you been?
Holding out.
Really? Okay, all right, very good. Anything you need in particular today? I know you've been here before. You okay?
Same old back.
Same old back? Okay, yeah. Are you seeing your doctor and stuff? Good. All right, okay, I just wanted to check in. Thank you, we already checked in with you. Anything you want to add?
Except for, have you ever seen that show, Seinfeld?
Yeah.
And when Kramer got burned with the coffee and the maestro told him to use the bomb and the boy like, who told you to use the bomb? That's how I felt about it. Who told you to listen?
I got you. I love Seinfeld, I love Kramer, boy. I love when Julia Louise, right, she gets excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can tell some people have been with us for a while, so yes, ma'am, what brings you here today? How many times have we heard that, everybody? Yeah. Yeah, got it. When you diagnosed that by a doctor?
Yes.
Does it give you medicine? Is it a muscle relaxer or what? I understand, right? So doctors put you to sleep so you can ignore the pain. Was it a muscle relaxer or do you know what it was? Okay, right. So don't get me wrong, I have nothing against doctors. I love doctors, but at the same time, you know. So, all right. So now there's some things I'll point out. We have started the group. So there's some things that I'm going to be pointing out, like you'll notice the way she's sitting. That's intentional. You want to talk about that, Brittany? You didn't know I was going to pick on you. Very good. Hi.
Sit like this, because when you sit like this, you're blocking the energy from flowing through your body, and you're trapping your knees and cause pain. So I sit like this so that the energy can flow on down.
Yes. So that's how we sit intentionally. You know, some of the folks we're sitting here for our newbies. When you breathe, you allow pain to release through the neuromuscular system, the nerves and the muscles. So if you don't, if you sit mostly trapped or circle like this, information goes up and down the muscular network trying to get out. And most of the time when we sit like that, if you put your knees under the chair or something, that feeling, it stops right there. So most of the time when you sit like that, less inflammation builds up. But we're going to talk about all those things. Thank you. All right. So any particular, you said the sciatica, anything else you did?
That's about it.
Okay, that's enough, all right? So, okay. Very good. On the scale of 1 to 10, how was it today or is there anything?
Today is not it was about 4 this morning.
Okay,
At 4.
and what number is it now?
Not moving around because it's this.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't have it
Okay, excellent. That's beautiful. I'm glad to hear that.
without why I have to have it. All funny.
You have to walk on, yes, because it feels like the nerve is hitting up against the nerve, the bone or something like that, right? Yes, exactly, yeah. And it starts about right here, and it goes down.
No, I have no pain in that.
What is it? It starts here
No,
and goes down?
no.
What does it start?
Start right there.
Around the buttocks here,
Mhm.
around here?
Yes.
Gotcha, okay.
Start.
Excellent. How long have you had that? Roughly
Roughly about 5 years.
5 years. Did something change within that period of time?
No,
Gotcha. All right. Okay, we'll keep it going. All right. How you doing today? Good? Anything going on? Just sleeping? Okay, got it. That's all right. Any pains or anything? Huh?
too much basketball.
Too much basketball? Wow. Wow. No.
It's like goals.
That's awesome. Yes, ma'am. What brings you here today? What's your name?
My name is Nancy. Yeah. Learn how. And also about, yeah. Without.
I do that a lot. I do a lot of the country myself. I really do. So, so are you working retired? Are you working retired?
Oh,
Retired? Okay, congratulations. Do you have any pain or any discomfort in your body, or what brings you to Tai Chi? Why were you interested in learning Tai Chi?
learn how to breathe.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, very good. Well, welcome. How you been? Good. Anything going on?
No, not right now. I feel pretty good today.
Okay, good. You notice that most of our folks who come here for Tai Chi feel pretty good, you know, because they've learned. I say most, okay. And then I can look at some of us and I could tell when something is kind of going on, there's an imbalance, right? Yes. Yeah. And sometimes these things could be emotional or otherwise. And then when we come here together, one of the things we address is just getting to know each other. It feels good when we're around other people, because it's a beautiful energy that we have. All right. So now to get to it, today we're going to watch a couple of minutes of something that's very vital. We can come here and I can talk about Tai Chi all day, but there's another thing that's going to give you that's important for your longevity. How many of you are familiar? I always talk about vitamin D. I'm not here to promote a product. I don't have any investing in vitamin D3 other than the natural effects of vitamin D3 and what it can do for your longevity, and in reference to COVID, and in reference to bone strength, and in reference to mood, which you have to optimize. How many of you here know your vitamin D3 number? Which means your doctor does a blood test and you get a number as to where you are. Now that number may range in the 20s on up to 100, right? And for those of you who want to check facts, the majority of people who died during COVID had vitamin D3 numbers in the 20s. Vitamin D3 is a hormone from the sun that directly affects your immune system. But it's more intense when it comes to flu, influenza, and COVID. All right, so this is important. And I know I'm being recorded, but I always do speaking engagements about this. And I tell people, check the facts. And I always say, check in with your doctor. Some of you had your doctors prescribe you more vitamin D3? Anybody did? Yeah. So that's usually a synthetic brand, but if you do over the counter, that's fine too. I'm giving out a lot of information, but it's very important. So there are probably about still 125 people dying per day still from COVID. It's just not televised because in this capitalist world we live in, they still have to make money. They're trying to get things back in. The reality is, do you all still get the ambulance going back on a frequent basis? There are not that many car accidents. Okay, so the reality is there's still people who are experiencing severe respiratory illnesses, immune systems. A lot of these issues are still going on. There's still grief people who pass. All right. The reason I'm talking to you about this is because I want you to be aware of vitamin D3. Okay? Dr. Campbell, I've been following him. He's in the United Kingdom. I've been following him closely. Well, not 24 hours a day, but I do it full time. And he started addressing randomized trials of vitamin D3. In the United States and other countries, they don't do a lot of randomized trials because there's not a lot of money in it. Because you can go to the store, you can go to Walmart and get vitamin D3 or wherever for like about $8. So there's not a lot of money in it. But if there are major pharmaceuticals that they can give you, fine. So we're going to watch this a little bit, pay close attention to it because it's very important. This randomized trial came out from Spain and another country that shows the exact benefits as far as vitamin D3 in the prevention of severe illness and death. So if you're not taking it, I strongly recommend you talk to your doctor about it. Make sure you're optimizing, not the small amount, but the large amount. Okay? I know I talk a lot. Thank you for your patience, but this is very important.
Let me put the other one on top.
Any questions about vitamin D3 before we start?
I've heard it not mentioned as D3, but just D.
Exactly. Yeah, there are different forms of but D3 is the most vital. But they do say have your vitamin D level checked because it's taken for granted. So look it up, talk to your doctor about it, find out if you're getting enough. Because if your numbers are in the 20s, a cold, people with cold diagnosis, cancer recovery, you're gonna have a harder time as time goes on, because other people are ignoring what's happening with COVID. COVID spread out to a lot of these other mutant diseases, and they're trying to find their way to go around your immune system and get to diabetic issues, cancer, whatever. This is true. And it's not talked about with a lot of people. Oh, I'm just being honest with you. Yeah.
So I thought the body from the sun.
Yeah. But we're not getting enough. See, that's in the substance, especially people with melanin. We block a lot of that based on where we come from, so we're not harmed in places like Africa. So if we got too much, it would overwhelm our immune system. So it's part of the reason why. Now here in the Midwest, we don't get enough sunny days either, and we're not outside enough. Think about that. Kids used to go outside and play now. Yeah. So that's why I say more than anything else, get the vitamin D3 level check. So if you go to the doctor and say, hey, doc, can you check my vitamin D3? Just have that conversation about it. Because you want to know. So either you're paying for Medicare or Medicaid, whatever's paying for that. Get that printout and see where you are. If your numbers are in the 20s, you got to get that number up. Your longevity. Because it also addresses inflammation, pain, and so many other things. All right, so let's watch this again.
What's the normal range?
Thank you for asking that. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm not a therapist. However, you want your range to be in the high 30s and above. My number is 46. I get my check every 6 months. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was looking for some cotton liver oil and I couldn't find it in the store. And so my friend told me that she takes the vitamin D with cotton liver oil, and her doctor told her that that was enough vitamin C for her. Well, I started doing that, and I was going up the stairs one time and I could feel my bones doing something in my ankle. And I knew right away that it's a lack of vitamin D. And so when I looked it up, the vitamin D that's with the cod liver oil, it said, I can't remember what the numbers were for that, but it was not sufficient enough for a human body.
You hear
I
that?
had to go to straight vitamin D3.
That's right. He's absolutely right. And so also vitamin D3 is responsible for strengthening your bones, especially for like people with calcium and with osteoarthritis and osteoporosis. So if you ever notice, some people as they get older, this is what starts to happen. The thinning of the bones and the vertebrae starts to fuse together too. So in Tai Chi, we're always strengthening and uplifting, okay? So any questions? This is very good information.
So, you know, like if you want to buy a bottle of D3, well, how many are you need?
All right. Now, I always make that blanket statement that I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor. But I'm versed in it. I'll just say that. So don't run out and, you know, still talk to your doctor about it. And so this one here, for example, this is 5,000 IU. All right. Now, I can't recommend how much you should pay until you go get your number checked, but you want to get up into the 30s and the 40s. You want to be in the 40s. These days, you want to be in the 40s. If your doctor says, hey, you've been out in the sun enough, you don't need it. I say, doctor, I appreciate your recommendation, but what is my number? You want to know what your number is.
That's determined from a blood draw.
Yeah, it is, but you have to ask them specifically for that. Some doctors will do like an LDL check, your cholesterol.
Yeah.
Okay, and in future programs, we'll talk about that as well. Omega-3, if you get a quality omega-3, it addresses your cholesterol levels as well. It's not a medication, but it addresses, it gets you within a normal range. So your doctor, before he says, I'm gonna put you on cholesterol. All right, true stuff. All right, so this one is 5,000 IU, but if you get some that has 2,000, you can take 2 of those. If you get one that's just 600, you can take 2 or 3, but still talk to your doctor about what you're doing. All right, yeah.
What did you mean by, when you have your cholesterol drawn, you can get the omega-3?
Sure, I'll explain. So what they do is called a lipid panel. It's called a blood test panel. Hey, my friend, you by yourself today? Good to see you. Let's see. It's called a blood test panel. If the doctor just tell you to go, get your blood test soon as you see them so they can see where you are. They're checking all of these different things. They're checking your kidney function, your BUN, your creatinine level, your LDLs for cholesterol, HDL, LDL, your triglycerides. Triglyceride is that thick substance that's around your arteries that keep your blood from flowing smoothly. That comes from eating too much fried chicken. And Harold's chicken on Friday nights. I can tell you about that. I eat chicken, Harold chicken every Friday night. You're my 4 piece. That's right. So they will check a number of different things, but the doctor will prescribe to the tester what they want you to be tested for. One of the most vital things now is deep. If you ask your doctor, did a lot of people die from having deficient deep breathing? He may or may not answer that. All right. But do your own research. Just look it up.
I'm not clear on what you're saying, because my
Sure.
question was, you mentioned cholesterol, the omega-3.
Oh, yes, the omega-3, which is also a fatty acid, all right? It's like a fish oil. And it's healthy for you. Omega-3, it's not a medicine, but it's a supplement. It basically naturally, if you want to think about it, it thins your blood a little bit naturally, not like a medication, but it allows it to flow more smoothly.
As in cod liver oil.
Yes. Thank you. Cod liver oil will do the same thing. Yeah. Because the cod liver oil is from a cod, fish, cod. Okay. So these are great conversations.
So, and having a conversation with your doctor, you said, so approach, well, how should I say, it? I want to check my D3 levels. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Has any of your doctors spoken with you about your D3 level?
Yeah. I went to my doctor. The last 2 physicals that I had, one 2 years ago, and this one this year, they checked them routinely, and both times I've been very low. This time even worse, and so she gave me prescription levels with that I had to take a pill at once a week with a very high dose of D3. And once I finished those, then I have to just take a regular supplement to get it, because I was so low they had to bring it up quickly. So
Don't make me come up here and talk. You be keeping information over there, boy. I tell you.
yeah, no, but it is very important, because we do not get enough sun in this area of the country, of the world. Even if we spend whole days out there, we don't really want to spend a whole day in the sun and get skin cancer, melanoma. We need to get vitamin D from other sources.
Yeah,
And
and one of those sources is salmon.
Yeah, there's different, salmon, there's some leafy green vegetables, sometimes they have it, but but taking a supplemental is not a bad idea.
That's right, because it's gonna address more than just your respiratory and your immune system. It's also going to address your mood. And there are other things that it's great for kids.
I've been going through these changes, so I'm actually going to have doctors at 2 different hospitals.
Okay.
Northwestern, they have something called My Chart.
Yes. Yes.
And Advocate has something called Live Well. And you can go in and you can, after you've had these blood tests, you can go into your own account and see your levels yourself
Yes.
and check your levels.
Thank you. A lot of times your doctor will, people take it for granted that your doctor, when you come in and sit down and go through your stuff, you're okay here, you're okay here. You don't always know what they're talking about. I always get, I have a stack that goes back like 12 years. Of every 6 months that I see my whole history right there. A1C, everything. I know why it went up. My A1C went up during COVID. I know exactly why. We were doing like, what he talked about? We were sitting more, not as active, not walking. So this group is about education. Okay, do it as well. There you go. You can pass that around.
So that's a special request that
It usually isn't.
comes in panel when you get your cholesterol?
It usually, it's
necessarily,
not necessarily. The reason I got it was because it was both times it was a physical with a new doctor. So that's when they run everything so that they can have the background basis, a baseline of all your things. So if you've already been with your particular doctor for a while, then what you need to do is ask them the next time you go they ask for any blood checks of any type. Can you add a D3 check on that for me too, since you already have the blood? All they have to do is put the order in.
Got it?
That was
Yes. And that's why Alex said to help clarify. And all of you have access to my phone number. You're welcome to just call me and we'll chat about this stuff. You know, because I want you, my investment is just like the library. They create the environment and I'm here to chat with you all about this because I genuinely care. And that's one reason I'm glad I was fired from my last job. So I can do it.
So that's the only thing you should ask on the D3 and the cholesterol?
No, I wouldn't say, right now,
I'm
we just,
asking you what else?
everything else, these days right now, because I can't home in on too many things, I'm just gonna say right now, we focus on the D3 primarily because of COVID. That's what I'm focused on. And this virus is doing other things to the body. And so one of the best prevention and interventions is the D3, naturally, okay? That's why we're talking about this. But if you have a good relationship with your doctor, just like you're talking to me, say, what else do I need to focus on, doctor? Like you said, you just, from basketball, sounds like you're doing pretty good, If you're not having any aches and pains, if you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're talking with people, you don't have symptoms of depression.
Watching this.
Yes, I thought you were playing basketball. It was guess what I thought?
Thinking that too.
You see, I think I wasn't the only one because after dribbling, like she just came back from the court or something like that. So thanks for that laugh. That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. But yeah, just have that conversation.
What you take to?
Yeah, what is?
You have to find out, well, who's got their phone? Let's do this way. I don't want you to hear from me. Look up the benefit of vitamin K2. Yes, and actually, like with calcium, you want these things to sink into your system because if they can't get into your system well. So there's some other benefits of K as well.
Wow. Skin health.
Oh, okay, here you go.
The K2 contributes to skin health and bone metabolism, promotes proper brain function, and prevents heart-related disease.
Excellent. All right, and I couldn't remember all the benefits. So if you get the K2 with the D3, I just walked off some more about sanitizer.
What other good foods?
If you could do enough of those foods. Now, these are natural supplements. So if your levels are okay and you're in the right range, fine, just keep doing food. For some people, you may not have an issue. For some people, that's why the supplements, because we're not getting enough. A lot of us are in the house. I know people who are in the house most of the time with curtains drawn. Seriously, yeah. And that's just a reality. People don't feel safe going outside as much anymore. So, and that affects your mood. You ever notice how you feel when the sun is not out? The other day when it was cloudy, oh gosh, what's going on? And I had to turn on all the lights in the house. I really did. It helped me feel better.
Oh, that's the thing too. That's years ago. We don't even think about it now when we go grocery shopping, but that's why the government started issuing, putting different vitamins and supplements into foods. That's why you have vitamin D milk. So that we can, so that the calcium in the milk helps absorb that vitamin D, and together they work better. Iodized salt, that's an additive to that, and then the vitamin rich rice and beans, and then also the fluoride and water. That's all because we were lacking in those minerals in our bodies and we weren't getting them enough naturally. So they started putting those things in there that we don't even think about it now. But it's still lacking. Our diets are still not what they should be.
That's very true. And not only that, what they started doing is putting out GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So the stuff, because they want to feed more people and food, make it bigger, you got chickens that look like turkey. So when you consume those, yeah, that's what. Everything, I say, whatever you keep in moderation. Thank you for that, Alex. Very good. All right, so what we're gonna do, let's listen to Dr. Campbell. I appreciate it. I know you all came here for Tai Chi, but this is the Tai Chi.
It's talking about the study of the first step yoga. Now, we now know that vitamin D supplementation provides substantial benefits in terms of reducing the risk of admission to intensive care during the coronavirus pandemic. 72% is the probable figure, certainly substantial. And it probably also gives us a 51% protection against death, vitamin D supplementation. Now, on this channel, we've been talking about vitamin D since we started the channel in 2007, a long time ago now, and we've been talking about it throughout the COVID pandemic period of time. Now we have this new meta-analysis from Italy, definite protection against admission to intensive care for patients that are ill or hospitalized. I now believe it's unethical for authorizing bodies, Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Authority and FDA and people like this around the world not to advise vitamin D supplementation for poorly people and arguably for the whole population. It's now unethical that they don't do that, but they're not doing that. They are recommending treatments that are less efficacious, but they're not recommending vitamin D. And vitamin D is safe and effective. We've got to be careful how we use the term safe, but vitamin D is about as safe as can be when eating anything else. It's just a nutrient that we get it from the sunshine. That's why we're short of it. We're short of it in the northern hemisphere overwinter because we don't get it from the sun. That's why we need to supplement it. Personally, at the moment, I'm taking 4,000 units of vitamin D a day. That's 100 micrograms. And I take that in combination with 100 micrograms of vitamin K through as well. So let's look at the evidence here because it is now definitive. It's from this paper here, and it's an Italian paper, leading Italian doctors and scientists. Why is it all this work comes from places? We're going to look at work from today from Spain, Saudi Arabia, Italy, nothing from the United States, nothing from the United Kingdom. Why not? It really begs that question, why not? Anyway, this is the paper here. All available, download it for yourself, PDFs available. Definitive evidence and meta-analysis and trial sequential analysis. Now, this trial sequential analysis is sort of an add-on to meta-analysis, and it allows us to account for the degrees of uncertainty in the data and to make predictions based on that. So it's really quite clever. And thankfully, it's all done by computer, and there's programs to do it. Anyway, this is in Italy. So various studies have shown this association between vitamin D deficiency and bad outcomes. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in immune function and inflammation. Simple statement of fact. This data suggests a protective role of vitamin D.
All right, you see what he's talking about so far, and feel free to take pictures. It's important. And the reason I brought this up forward today, I know this is one of our last sessions before we take a break and come back in a while. A lot of us are going to have relatives that go through things, and you want to find out if you know people who are bedridden or loved ones that are experiencing acute respiratory issues. Say, girl, how's your vitamin D? My what? So that's why this is important and have the conversation. You don't have to play doctor. I play enough of a doctor for everybody. But for you all, have the conversation. This is a conversation with family members. How many of you here have had someone pass away or someone you know that died of COVID? Okay. COVID, yeah. All right. That's the reality. What he's talking about is something that you probably won't hear in the news. Very serious about that. So take notes, take pictures if you have to. Any questions so far? We'll only watch about 3 more minutes of it. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Alex.
Against bad outcomes. That's what this study is about, and it found out, yes, it does protect. This is what we call a nutraceutical approach. So nutrients, using nutrients as pharmaceutical, it's a term I like. Now, of course, a lot of nutrients are necessary because if we're short of nutrients, then the immune system is not going to be optimized and not working in a proper way. But vitamin D, as well as optimizing the immune system, actually has additional benefits in protecting against infection and also protecting against excessive inflammation and cytokine storms. So promote the immune response and reduce the inflammatory response. We know it does that. Anti-inflammatory. It's also antioxidant. When you really produce a lot of waste-free radicals, and so to bottle those off, that's a really good idea. And it also has immunomodulatory properties. This is now beyond speculation. We are now in the realms of definitive science in terms of these activities of vitamin D. Now, immune boosting and optimizing immune function. Vitamin D maintains pulmonary barrier, so the organism is less likely to get in the first place, in this case, SARS coronavirus 2. But we now know that this works against a whole range of viruses, probably bacteria as well. This is for everything. COVID, yes, this data shows that it provides a 72% protection against against admission to intensive care in SARS coronavirus 2 infection. It also works against a wide range of other infections. We have to use this more widely. Determines the production of antimicrobial peptides. So these are peptides of small proteins. Enhances neutrophil activity, essential white blood cell, of course, and shifts the adaptive immune response to more T helper cells, T helper 2 cells. T helper cells promote all aspects of immunity. T helper cells are a bit like a conductor. They conduct the immunological orchestra and promote all sorts of immune function. Anti-inflammatory effects. Now, this is interesting. Vitamin D, adequate vitamin D, reduces the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and increases the production of anti-inflammatory cytokines. So these are interleukins, various interleukins. These ones are pro-inflammatory. They increase inflammation. So vitamin D reduces their production. These ones here are anti-inflammatory cytokines. So the anti-inflammatory cytokines, their production is increased. So it reduces the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and it increases the production of anti-inflammatory cytokines. So we don't get these cytokine storms that have been killing people. The lower the vitamin D at baseline, the more effective it is. Just think of all those poor people that died in nursing homes that have been stuck inside for the last year or two, hadn't been exposed to any sunshine. The vitamin D levels would be in their boots, and basically there was no substantial supplements given, despite what we were calling for very early on in the pandemic.
Okay, Alex.
And high-risk interventions were carried out.
All right, two things real quickly, then we'll get to some Tai Chi to go. Thank you so much.
I have the link in my email. If you give me your email, I will forward that.
Yeah, and you can get it from Alex.
I can forward it in your
Alex,
email.
can you throw up that last,
Let me see, hold on.
Yeah.
It'll
I
be,
think you still have it, and they can take a
Hold
picture of it, and then hand them, send you the information. So while she's looking for that, when he talked about cytokine storm, that means when people had COVID and they were hospitalized, the hospital had a hard time getting their immune system regulated. Everything was running every different direction. And D3 regulates that. But when they were giving it to people, when they came into the hospital, they were giving these massive doses. Sometimes it wouldn't work because the body needs time to process. You understand? For days, there weren't ventilators and everything, with hopes that the massive vitamin D3 and the other things would help to regulate that. So some people have long COVID as a result of different experiences. All right, so I just wanted to bring that home for everybody. Are there any questions about that before we move on? Do your own research. Have conversation, okay? Because no one is going to take care of your health better than you. So that's an investment. So you complement that with, you know, the Tai Chi that you do. Thank you all. I appreciate your patience with that. How you been? Pretty good. Okay, how's you doing? How's you doing? You doing all right? Okay, glad to see you. So today, what we're gonna work on is a couple of things, for those of you who, we always go back to the basics, then we're gonna get into some other stuff. So basically, we're going to start off with what we call the Dantian breathing. The Dantian breathing is for those of you who breathe from your chest, we're gonna help you start practicing breathing.
All right, so if anyone wants to write it down, that's the link right there, but like I said, I can forward it. I can forward it to you in your email if you'd like.
Also, you can.
It's
look
up,
it
it's right up on top
Oh,
there.
There we go. Let's say, can you scroll up a little bit, Alex?
That's the top.
Yeah, now scroll down some, let me see, I want to see something. There we go, now, you can also look up vitamin D now conclusive. You can look, you can Google.
Yeah,
that
on YouTube, yeah, just search on YouTube for that title.
Okay, thank you so much. And notice he's got a lot of video on vitamin D3 and other things, so he's well informed.
What's his name?
Dr. John Campbell.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's in the United Kingdom. I came across him years back, and that's all he does is research. He's a doctor and a nurse, he teaches nurses. Role, but he doesn't get caught up in the politics. He just tells the like this is what's happening, this is the evidence. So, all right. So today, let's start off with this. All right, put one hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy. Make sure you feet out. Very good. Now, the music you're listening to, especially for our new friends, I'm not trying to convert you to become a Buddhist or anything. It's just relaxing you, and the instrument is a flute and so also if you have gum when you're chewing something, you're gonna get better results if you don't have your gum or if you're not chewing. Because I'm gonna want you to put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and there's a reason for that. So all I want you to do now is just turn your chair this way. Thanks so much. Feet out, forward, and just breathe naturally. Relax your shoulder, relax your arm, breathe naturally. I like that, Alex. Did you turn your light back there? That's cool. Thank you. So where are you breathing from? Where do you feel rising? Your top hand on the bottom here. Top. What does that mean? Any idea what that means if your top hand is moving? Very good, very good. Does anyone else feel your top hand moving more than your bottom? What do you feel? Bottom, good. Good.
You're working about.
Yeah, that's like, what do you feel? Yeah, so now this is where you want most of it. So move this top hand. Keep that bottom hand here and put it under the bottom part of it. Yeah. So move the top hand. So while we're sitting, just like this, here's what we want to see. We want to feel that bottom hand moving in and out. Breathing in and out through the nose, naturally. So we don't get enough exercise down here. If you're breathing from your chest, that's called shallow breathing. That means the rest of your extremities are not getting enough oxygen. So when you breathe, you actually send oxygen-rich blood to help stimulate some of that inflammation and that arthritis pain. Very good. And we're going to get on to the movement. Very good. Now from there, we bring our hands together just like this, and we rub them together gently. This is called warming up the loud gong. The loud gong means pallets of work. So look at your hand as you warm it up. And you're breathing gently. Very good. Continue that. All right. So now we're going to do what's called a self-massage. And for a lot of you who have physical aches and pain, this is what we do when we start to do the self-massage. Going to begin that. What this is doing is relaxing the nerves, and it's also allowing blood to flow more freely throughout the body and the shoulders. And breathing gently. Yes, and the legs and the knees, just like this. Yes. As you're breathing, you cough in a second. Yes, and come here, yes, to the midsection. Yes, come here to your place where the Harold's chicken lives, right here. This is where my Harold's chicken lives, right here. And you massage, and this helps with your digestion as well. Massage here again. And with your shoulders down, cup the back, your kidney. When I say cup, you kind of like this, like that, yeah. All right, right there. Go on and do that, very good. Good, that's the sound we want to make, that cupping sound, that's good. Good, now also to understand, the cupping is like this, it's different than smack. If you got a cup, the cup is the suction. That's what helps to reduce the pain. Gonna have you move your feet forward, just a little bit. Good, you're still moving forward more. A little bit more. Oh, very good. Those are the ones that, there's some more. All right, very good. All right, so let's pick on you for a minute. Well, we're gonna do this with everybody. I'm gonna stick around just a little bit. Some of us that had trouble standing up, sometimes do. Some of us have trouble standing up a little bit when that's the one time. And there's a reason for that sometimes. So what we teach is different, basically. Your feet are just like this. You sit closer toward the edge of your chair. And we're gonna practice this. And you're gonna keep your back straight. So now, in your chin up, you're gonna put, most of your weight is gonna go here and not on your knees and your back. Most people that stand up, stand like this. Yeah. Look for me.
Yeah.
Wait that, right? So now watch this. Take a deep breath. This takes a little practice. You breathe out. Right. Let's try it a little bit. Let's practice it a little bit. You got a question on it? Go for it. Okay, good. Go ahead. You have to stand up. Good. All right, get your feet in the right place there. Bring your feet together a little bit. All right. Bring it back. Yeah. All right, go ahead and y'all can start practicing standing on your own. Go ahead, don't hurt yourself. Just practice standing. Take a deep breath and breathe out. So it's gonna be like this. Most of your weight is gonna be on that back foot. How'd that feel?
All right.
Yeah. All right, now back down and try it again. Good. Bring this foot forward. Which one is your strongest foot? Breathe out. A little bit better. This much. Nothing much. Okay, good. Move forward and here. So the deal is, you don't want to have to be able to hop, just stand and you're not too much to need. Okay, ready to try it? Go for it. Breathe out. How was that? That? Okay, Miss Basketball, she almost floated up in it. We want to blame another Tai Chi, that's good. You ready? Yeah, you're ready. Good. Excellent. Ready? Did you breathe out? Did you hold your breath? That's okay. That's okay. I saw it. I was able to see it. So this is just a practice. Whenever you're ready, remember, this is not a contest. It's just practice. Breathe out. Okay. Good, bad, or feel awkward. You can feel it. Okay, gotcha. Take your time. Oh, you know what? I understand what you're back. Let's okay, got it. So I want you to be aware of this. Okay, so as time moves on, you want all your energy to go to your legs right here, not your knees and not your back. And the easiest way to do that is to take a moment. That's how simple it is.
Do you breathe out? You stand there and breathe out.
That's correct. Yeah, you take a second, you pause, and as you stand, you breathe out. A lot of times we trap in oxygen when we try to do stuff, when we lift, that's what happens. Now muscles receive that. So you want to try it again? If not, or you just ask me questions. Take your time. Take your time. Different? Yeah, I can tell. Very good. Excellent, excellent. So just be mindful of that. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. So bring your feet comfortable distance apart and make them keep. Very good. All right, follow me, everybody. First, we're going to gather from the earth. Inhalation. Exhalation. And you smile coming down. Gather from the earth. Use your eyes to gather. Inhale slowly. Turn them over slowly. Down. Breathing down. Very good. Now with the right hand, left hand is on your knee. Right hand, gather to the side, the right side. Bring it towards the face gently and press out slowly. And down. Low. Notice the left hand. Take it down to the side and gather. To come toward you. Inhale. Exhale slowly, pressing out. Shoulder down. Relax. Right hand again. Gather. Like you're scooping up nature from the earth and you bring it toward you. Looking forward and you press gently as you breathe out. Going to the left hand. Go down and scoop up some moisture, some flower, some roots. Gently on your own. Yeah. Feel the flowers brushing against your cheek. Inhalation, exhalation as you deliver forward. You're going on your own to the other side and back and forth. Make it your own. Continue. It doesn't have to be at the same pace as everybody else. Make it gentle. Very good. Beautiful. You're moving softness, very softly and gently. Look over there and press forward. And one more time. And bring it down. Very good. Give yourself a hand. Excellent. Wow, very good for the first sequence. So what happens is, if you can imagine, this is a beautiful thing. This is how nature works with your spirit in helping to reduce chronic pain and worry. So if you think about, and I'm just demonstrating, gathering from the earth, what nature gives us, when you look at it, the loud gong, you start to feed your body and your spirit. Then when you look forward, what do you think I'm thinking about here? What am I thinking about when I do that? Forward?
Pushing out.
Yes. What am I pushing out? The ball? What else? Energy. What's in that energy though? Nature, earth. Say it again. Yes. Stress, worry, pain. And you'll start to feel it inside of your body. That's how it works. So you're collaborating what we're given on the earth to the human spirit. Then you smile and this is actually called a press. It's a gentle press. And you release it. And you can actually feel it too. You can actually feel it. So everyone put your hands up just like that. Relax. So I'm just going to show you how you can feel it. Just be open and feel. You ready? Here we go. Don't do anything. Just feel it. And bring your hands down. How many of you felt something? What did you feel? What did it feel like? You felt it too? What did you felt it too? You did not? How about you? You did. How about you? Yeah, that's it. You're supposed to receive. Now, some of the people who've been doing this may feel the sensation more because you're new. You're still learning the concept. How about you? Did you feel anything? If not, that's okay. Okay, excellent, excellent. How about you? Did you feel anything? You're off to the side. So all that I did in my mind, if you received, it felt like what? What would you say? Release. It felt like what? Release. Release, yeah. And so what I'm telling you, the thing that we're doing here is very real. And so when you allow nature and the things that's given to you in the human body and spirit to help you to heal and release, that's how we start to do that when you feel better. So you have the capacity to do that same thing. So we're going to do it one more time. So when you all do this exercise one more time, you bring it in. Now watch this. Here's the difference. Watch this. Gathering all to the side and down. And it comes right to the top. This is called the byway. The byway is a place where 1,000 energies meet. Inhalation slowly, and you come down right there. And bring it on down the body. And down to the earth. All right? Yes.
As we're going down, do we exhale slowly?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. You're exhaling slowly. So you may have to pause here, take a breath, and relax as you gently press the wave motion down. I'm glad you're more conscious of your breathing. Very good. That's excellent. Beautiful. So whenever you're ready to start. And I love the way everybody is making it their own. So now I'm going to pick on you a little bit. You told me that you have some pain sometimes. How is it right now? Just checking in. Now I'm going to walk around for me a little bit. Breathe out. Yeah, I want you to breathe out when you sleep. But that's okay. All right. So just walk around a little bit. Just check in with you. Move those arms. Yes. Get up. Keep walking and breathing gently. The pain the same as it usually is. I'm just checking in. What are you noticing? What is that? Take a deep breath. Hold it. Does that hurt? Taking his pocket for cash. Now, Brian got to get paid here. Okay, that's what's happening, you know. Any hundreds in there? Take a deep breath. Let it out. Or you get up. Walk and release, walk and release, just like you walk. 1 yard, 1 yard. And breathe. This is what we call our walk and release model. This is what happens, okay? Okay, no expectations. We're gonna take some work, but just stop right there. Stop for a second, just relax, just be. Keep everything relaxed. What do you notice, if anything? Do you notice that the pain is exactly the same? Is it any different? It's a little different. Tell me what different is. Okay, so is it worse, is it better, or a little better? So if, what number was it at first? Okay, what is it now? Yeah, how long did that take?
You say that.
Yeah, a few seconds. Do you understand what we did though? I'm not a guru, I'm not a magician, that's not what this is about. Everybody has the capacity to do this. So what we did is we allowed his chi rivers in his body. There's energy that goes through your blood and your nervous system. Each cell has information and it's like a battery. So when you cut, when you gather, you start to release the blockages. So we work with him for about a week. You'll be out there doing one of these numbers, you know. Yeah. All right, so now, when you leave out of here, the thing I need to take you to do is understand to tell your mind and your body that this is how you walk. Now, thank you. Go. Is he walking better?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Wow.
Do you feel different? Okay. Now, what they saw, you may not see because you're used to keeping the pain with you. It's been a long time since you knew what it felt like for you to walk and not have pain. So understand you have the capacity to release it also. Okay. Thank you for being receptive. Let's give him a hand. Very good. So there's so much in the breathing and adjustments of this thing. So let's start the exercise. Start with one hand, then the other hand. Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah. 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 You inhalation and you exhalation and just be for a moment. Yeah. Because what's happening at that point, your spirit is merging with your body. Really? Because the spirit, if you think of the spirit as being perfect, right? Something is controlling this meat suit. So when you take that deep breath and you still and you let it out, the body is relaxing into the spirit. And what just happened to this gentleman is his spirit recognized what he was trying to do. And they helped him to release what you don't need. Does that make sense? This is nature. This is nothing to do with religion. It's how we're made. We're part of nature. But you're asking some very good questions. So before I start anything, this is what I do. Even when I get out of bed in the morning. Then you begin. That's like a movement with meditation. That's what Tai Chi is. All right. So on your own, begin. So you got the one side, the other side. Then you can do both hands. Go on, dance with yourself again. Have fun. Feel free to ask questions. Releasing it off to the side. Breathing out. Wave motion. Stop. Stop. Very good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's removing stagnation. Beautiful. Beautiful, everybody. Very good. Nice. A little bit more. Very good. Beautiful, everybody. A bit more, now slowly start to count down from 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Everybody do lip water. Inhale gently and smile. And let the waterfall coming down gently in slow motion, releasing everything you don't need, but sending gratitude where you need it to go. And relax. Very good. Give yourself a hand. Very good. We'll do just a little bit more. But right now, what I want for you to do is slowly stand up any way you want to and just walk around. We're going to do our walking and releasing right now. So the walking and releasing, the reason we do this is because it's like most people who do meditation will sit for long periods. Then when you get up, it's like our aches and pains. So now we just walk and release, just like this, breathing. And so every time you walk, this point here, it's called the loud dome, you're releasing energy. Some people walk with their very tense. And as we get older, that's what's happening. So by the end of this class, everybody in here will be able to do this, right? Very good, right? Bring it back like that. It sound like all you can do, right? I'm gonna feel that tomorrow from showing off, right? I'm definitely gonna regret that. Right? So everybody stand up on your own, whichever way you want to. Want to stand up? Very good. So just walk around, walk and release. Shoulders down. And just walk at a natural place. Walk at a natural pace. So now, I'm noticing you kind of keeping this arm kind of stiff. Just like that. Full extension and everything in one. Yeah. Normal pace. Go for it.
Hey, Reg. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it.
Thanks, everybody.
Very good. Lead with the wrist. Very good. Excellent. Chin up, look naturally. There you good. And breathe naturally. How you doing over there?
Lovely.
You say lovely, huh?
Yes.
Excellent. Where are you from? Oh, okay. You're lovely. I love it. Very good, everybody. Breathing. Very good. How you doing? And we'll start to make our way back to our chair. And stand in front of the chair. Don't get to sit down yet. Just a little bit more standing. Very good. Now, when you're in front of your chair, just move around a little bit. Just get yourself adjusted. Very good. So what we're going to do now, this one is called wave motion. It's just a slight bend in the knees when you do this, because I don't want to put a lot of pressure on your knee. So it's just like this. So you're moving in different directions. But what it's doing is, it is strengthening your lung and chest capacity. Some of you will feel yourself breathing differently and better after this. But watch this. Inhalation. Exhalation. Mm. And I'm breathing at the same time. Can someone tell me why I'm exercising a lot? You see me emphasizing my fingers a lot. Why am I doing that? Why am I emphasizing so much of my fingers? So just watch. I want you to see again. Watch. Why am I doing that? Mobility, yes. Let's be even more specific. Stimulation. As we get older, a lot of times things get, we don't have the same elasticity. So when you do this, you're almost like a dancer. So you still have the same grip as you get older. And arthritis or symptoms of stagnation don't set up in your little knuckles and your joints. So you have all these joints, and if you don't lose them, they start to stay like this. So that's why I do a lot of that. So go on and begin the exercise. So it's like you're playing with putty and you're stretching it. And bring it back. See the putty and the stretching. Play with the small parts of it. Yes. And use your eyes to look up at it and then bring it back down. Yes. Very good. This is how we use all parts of our body. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So modest, poor, I tell you. You've been with me 17 years, it starts out. I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, you do know what you're doing. So now she's gonna get confused with just do what you were just doing. It's beautiful. Ah, yes, excellent, very good. Notice she's making it very detailed. She's paying attention to those details. Beautiful. Yes, this is real Tai Chi going. This is real Tai Chi going. Notice the extension, and when she comes back, it's nice and slow. There's nothing to hurt. Excellent. That's the thing. Very good. That's beautiful. 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 Nice. What does it feel like you're doing? Pulling putty? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. How about you? What does it feel like? Oh, how about you? What does it feel like? Oh, stretching rubber, beautiful. How about you? What does it feel like? Miss Basketball, what do you feel like? Enjoy what kids all into. How about you? What do you feel like? Okay, beautiful. How about you? What does it feel like? Yeah, I feel like it. And it feels real for a minute, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. And we'll start to bring it down. 1, 2, and 3, and down. Very good. Give yourself a hand, everybody. Give her a hand. Very good. So we're going to start to bring the session to an end. Go on and have a seat. Go on and have a seat. Take your time. Ah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. So this is going to do a couple of things for you. Some of you are going to feel real relaxed. Some of you are going to go home. You're probably going to have the best sleep you've ever had. Because it starts to heal the body. It starts to really relax the body. Continue these exercises on your own. And you don't have to do them in a particular order, as long as you do them. The music is free on YouTube. The instrument is Guchin instrument. Or whatever music you prefer to just slow you down. Okay. How you doing, sir? In general. Are you, okay, are you totally indifferent? We have no expectations when I ask you this, so we know how to make this for yourself. And when you communicate, you're truly communicating to your universe, you really are. So what are you feeling? Yeah, give me some examples. You do? Okay, like how?
I like this.
Yeah. Well, different than you do. He's coming home, yeah. Somebody gonna call the police department. So you don't have this, is out here. That's pretty good. But I'm happy for you, when you continue to do this work, you won't be held hostage to some of the things that's going on. Yeah,
And this is only one section, well, I don't work, just.
we will be doing some more, I think the next one is in, oh, no, there's gonna be one, they're
June,
developing one for June.
Oh, this is the
I'm sorry.
for this month, yes, unfortunately, but
And
we,
then we start again in June, we just got to working it out, we'll be doing one for seniors also called meditation. And then there'll be, the Tai Chi will be meditation, Tai Chi.
whatever y'all want.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for the book. So that's a new one we're introducing, because just like we appreciate the new folks coming out, we want to get more people to come out. Huh?
you just sign up, there's not, the new session doesn't come out, the new newsletter doesn't come out till the end of the month, so about a week before the end of the month. So we're working, because we're still working on it now, it's going through proofreading, we got the programs in, but we're proofing it and making sure everything's in order. And so it'll be out in about 2 weeks max. Okay, before the end of the month, and that'll be, yeah, that'll be for June, July, August, and you can call in as, and check the website, it'll be on the calendar. And you can start, you can call in and register, or just register through the website. If you are registered to receive our newsletter, as soon as it's ready, it'll be out. Those who are registered for the newsletter will get it in the email right away.
Can I get on the newsletter?
You can go on our website and register, or call us and we'll register you for it. Yep. Yeah, the ones that we have upstairs are for this quarter.
They all went, and if you're not, I know some folks are familiar with how to register online. Like say, call in and tell them.
You can call in and we'll help you through it and register you. Right now, yes. So when the newsletter comes out is when everything's gonna open up.
Yeah, I definitely want you to stay with it. Yeah, yes. And people ask you what you're doing, you're some Tai Chi going. You know, and basically it's you letting the arthritis go. Because what is in these joints, and when you say the doctor tells you have a diagnosis, and you agree with it, you say, yes, I have this. So now you're in the process of the I am letting it go. All right, that's what it is. Yes, ma'am.
Breathing.
Yeah. And you can do all movements the same way. And then when you breathe out and believe what you're releasing, it starts to release. It really does. It works like that. Any questions about anything? How are you doing? All right. What'd you get? What's your takeaway from the class?
I would say that this is the first time, so all of that we did was in practice, the seniors,
Yeah. And the reason I asked that question, because I want you to leave with something, knowing that this is something you can enjoy and give you mobility and happiness to complement with other things that you have. So did you enjoy yourself? Yes, sir.
Are you on YouTube or a website or something?
Yeah, we have a website, and I'll give you my card. It's under, everything is under BNEW4Life. BNEW4Life and Brian. Yeah.
Yes.
BNEW4Life.
Yes.
Okay.
It's that, you'll see it on our newsletter. It's right there under the description of the program, the BNEW4Life, his site. Also, as you notice, I'm recording the session. And I put those up on the library's YouTube page. So, and if you'd like, I can email them out to you.
Oh, did you all hear that? She says like, and she has the other ones that she recorded.
Yes, and those are all up on our YouTube page right now. All of our previous sessions are on there now.
So a lot of the other sessions we did, they're on the library's website and YouTube as well.
Okay, so you said you had different libraries, but we have, they're not community or?
Well, no, you don't have to. What we want to do actually here is keep the numbers consistent and keep them up, because what happens, if you look at it from like a grant perspective, if we don't have the numbers, then they can't justify continuing the program. For those people who enjoy coming here to South Holland as well. Just like we got 3 new